Good morning, my beautiful people out there. Welcome back to Sun Up on 7. Let's dive straight into our first conversation about Emancipation Day. It's coming next week, Monday, and we want to hear more about the activities planned surrounding that holiday. We are here joined with Ms. Kim Vasquez, who is the Senior Program Officer at NICH, as well as Ms. Marilyn Gentle-Garvin, who is the Interim President of the National Kriol Council. And welcome back, Ms. Kim.
Yes.
Welcome, Ms. Marilyn.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you both doing this morning?
We're doing well.
Good.
All
Yes.
right. So, Emancipation Day. Again, let's start off with how this became a holiday. Because, I mean, since last year to know, our
Last year was
followers
virtual,
have...
so people could probably maybe not feel like they synced into the idea properly, and now we're doing it more physical. So I think it's great to just do a decent up just so they could understand.
Yeah, last
Our
year was
following
the
has
first
grown.
year it was celebrated as a national holiday, and everything was virtual last year. And so I think that now the challenge upon us as we are coming back into having in-person events, we need to definitely continue to grow and expand the movement and the national consciousness around Emancipation Day. And so NICH is partnered with the National Kriol Council. And so, yes, we have a calendar of a schedule of events, including the first official ceremony marking Emancipation Day that will be an in-person event at the Yabra Green this year.
Great.
Yes.
So, I mean, first time physical. I mean, this is the second time we're celebrating this.
But this is the first time physical, so it's
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
important to note that the movement towards the recognition and having an Emancipation Day, you know, there were many people, many advocates, you know, Yaya Marin must be recognized for being an advocate for so many years. The Kriol Council also did their part, the UNIA. So this was a movement, you know, and then GOB heard and recognized the push towards this. And we had that last year, as we said, virtual. And now we are really excited and looking forward to having a truly in-person public event for Emancipation Day.
Yes,
and what's so good about it is now they're creating an actual calendar of activities. It's not only that day, but leading up to the
Right, I'm noticing.
The exciting part about it, because a lot of times with holidays, the day that when something happened, but you're actually getting every single day leading up.
And there is a reason for this, because we really need to do a lot of education and awareness.
Definitely.
We still have a lot of work to do, as I said earlier, just a moment ago, to raise national consciousness around Emancipation Day. And the first thing we have up to do that is the launch of a virtual exhibit, the documentary heritage of emancipation, of slavery and emancipation in Belize. So that's the relaunch of our website. We did this last year via the Institute for Social and Cultural Research under NICH, with several partners, with the Belize Archives. And, you know, we got some interest in it. And we realized that more people can access this website. I mean, it never was taken down. It's a rich educational tool. And guess what? It's completely online. Nothing is stopping you from going to the website. And all ages, school children, you can sit and go through it at your leisure and read up and look at the pictures and read and learn what the archives have to say about the heritage, about the history of slavery and emancipation.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, the beauty with it is that it comes with an audio, so while they're showing some...
Oh, it's very interactive. There's photos up there.
Yeah.
Right. It's not just, you're going to go read documents, right? It's very interactive. It's very user-friendly. So we invite, and again, it's for school children, it's for adults, it's for the entire public. Go on the website, go to the National Institute of Culture and History's Facebook page, or the Institute for Social and Cultural Research Facebook page, and you will find the link right there. You can go on the Ministry of Education's page as well. The link to go to this website is right there. We encouraged everyone to spend a little time before Emancipation Day to read up about what's on the website, to look at the website.
And try not to be overwhelmed, because what they could do is to do it in segments, you know, if you feel like, I don't know, learning something historical today, then you go
It's overwhelming at one point. You just take your time.
Don't take a rush, and so you could do that.
sometimes people say numbers, like the dates
Right?
and everything, and
Yes.
they're like, okay, this is too much. I can't take this all in
Right,
now.
right.
But also, on that same note, I feel like you could get a group of friends.
Yes.
And like you guys go over it together and be like, you may know this,
Yeah,
and like
right.
we go through this and it becomes a whole learning
Renata, that
Correct.
is exactly
That's
what
good. That's good.
ISCR is doing. My colleague Rolanda Kokom said rather than just put the relaunch out there,
Yeah.
he's actually having a Zoom event where you are welcome to come in and he will walk you through it.
You see?
Oh,
Right?
there we
So
go.
we are inviting students and the public to join in on the live stream, to join in on the Zoom as he goes over and talks about what this educational tool is.
Is this
Yeah.
a part of the...
It is going to be done as well as a part of the launch.
Okay, all
I
right.
like that.
There we
I think
go.
that makes it even more interactive
Yes.
and fun because people like
Yeah.
they like tours.
Because remember,
Sure.
we need to change and be in tune with today's way of how kids learn and
Sure.
interact.
Right.
You
Exactly.
understand?
Exactly. So
this
it's,
is a
it's
good
an
format.
exhibit launch, and rather than in person, it's going to be there virtually. So the launch itself is virtual. You can tune in, you can find out about the website, and he will take you over the key points and the highlights of the exhibit.
Guys,
What time
just
will that
this,
be exactly?
I think that's sometime today. I don't want to talk off the top of my head. Like I said, all of this information is up on the social media pages. But I think that, yes, that's actually today. He has that up on the ISCR page.
Perfect.
Yes,
And so people
yes.
can go and tune in on that.
Yes.
And even if they can't get the exact live,
Even if you
version,
don't
they can
get to
back
go
and check it.
into the Zoom, the live video will be there giving you the overview of the event. Yes.
So moving on from there, Ms. Kim, we understand that there's a church service as well. When will that be held?
That's the eve of emancipation.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay, so the
yes.
31st.
That's the 31st.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
yes.
Okay, and the actual Emancipation Day now, I know you said by Yaba
Yes.
Green now. What's happening there? Well, how can
Okay,
people
so
come out
maybe
and-
we should start with the eve of emancipation, the church
Yeah.
service,
Yeah.
and the history and reasoning behind that.
Sure.
And maybe Marilyn can talk a little bit about that, and then I can pick up from there.
Well, from my point of view, at least, that's why one of the things that I wanted was to actually have the pastor here from the church, you know. In speaking with him, he was so, you felt that this is his baby. It's been done every year, but surprisingly, it's not been out there to that extent that people are aware.
We,
Oh,
yes,
so this is pre-emancipation.
okay,
Day.
so
They-
this Queen Street
Yeah,
Baptist
they've
Church
been doing it for
was the
years.
site, was the church, the same Queen Street Baptist Church, where the first emancipation was celebrated on the eve of emancipation. The enslaved people, population in Belize City, or what was Belize City at that time, were gathered there in prayer and thanksgiving to bring in Emancipation Day.
Yeah.
And Queen Street Baptist Church has kept this tradition going ever since.
So it's just
Even
now
before,
nationalized.
right. So now it is going to be live stream. We will have an address by the mayor. We will
Correct,
also have, a reading of the history of the involvement of Queen Street Baptist Church
Yeah.
in emancipation.
Wow, so you get
Right,
all-
so
Yeah.
so this is where spirituality is tied into emancipation,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And what we can do as a people to again emancipate ourselves not only mentally but spiritually, because we still have a lot of reconciliation to do, and we also have a lot of work to do as a society, as a city, to recover and rebuild. So I think this is an important component, and we want to give it its proper prominence. So like I said, it will be live. It's a late church
Yeah, I just want to
service.
say, please take note of the time, right?
Please take note of the time. But the reason
Yeah.
why is that
10:45 p.m.,
Right.
I
guys.
feel like I gotta wait for like New Year's or
And yes, right.
That's the
And,
thing,
and there's
yeah.
so many components. You notice it will start with the praise and worship, because we're trying, that is the feel of what it was. If you can transport yourself to what it was, hundreds of years ago on that historic moment, right? So I mean, we want everybody to stay up, tune in live from Queen Street Baptist Church as we bring in Emancipation
Another
Day.
holiday the next
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. And that's what
you know,
I'm saying. You actually set the stage for leading up to the first
It will
activity, so-
take us right into the morning.
Yeah.
And like I said, when that church service done, there will be drumming outside of the church, cow foot soup
Cow
on the
foot soup
cow
served.
foot soup on served.
even
Yes.
if you sleep, y'all wake up to their drumming now. Even if you sleep, y'all go.
Right.
Listen,
So there will be a lot. Right. So I mean, there's the solemn part, the thanksgiving, the prayer, The sermon that is going to be delivered there as well is an important one.
Yeah.
And then, we go into the drumming outside in the churchyard and the cowfoot soup.
Right?
And that will take us right into the official ceremonies at Yabra Green. And the reason why is that, Yabra Green is very close to what was Ibotong.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things we would want to do in the future, we wish we had time to do it this year, is to actually have maybe an educational tour on emancipation there where we can take children and families around to these sites, Queen Street Baptist Church and Ibotong, so that you learn the history of what was Ibotong.
Right.
I think that's really gonna be. So we don't know.
Yes.
We have set for next year.
Yeah.
Next year don't seem like it be even better than this.
Yeah.
And then we just get the whole sparks going. I see here on this calendar how we're gonna be having traditional Creole food sale and community activities as well as Ibotong Festival and football tournament.
Yes, everything will be at Yabra Green, so there will be some community activities. We want to encourage the food vendors to come out. All of the rice and beans and the bailop and the tableta and the wangla, all of the traditional Creole food, right?
Oh my goodness, I feel hungry.
Exactly.
Bring samples to me, come and check.
So that official ceremony, it's the first one we're having. It's actually the first one we're having.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is an important development for us, I think, as well. Again, as we talk about, raising awareness for the day and the significance of the day, we begin that day, like I said, with, the hearing the address from Minister, hearing from the UNIA President, Vice President, and, the laying of the wreaths, I think, is also very important, right? Where we are paying reverence to those that lost their lives in the transatlantic journey. So
It's a jam-filled day.
Yeah, and within the ceremony, we actually have a presentation by the Talawala Band. I don't know if you heard about Emmett Young. Yeah, he's bringing a group from Gales Point, dancers and all. So within the lineup for the ceremonies, he's going to do an activity and nice drumming and dancing.
I see that there's a lot of simultaneous events happening as well. The National Creole Council is giving a lecture as well.
Yeah, what time?
That's 1 o'clock, it says.
That's for 1. So, I mean, it lines up good for those who won't be able to make it out to the field and things like that. You have other stuff that you could do.
That is also important. That is a public lecture from Dr. Pedro Welch, Professor Emeritus from University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus. Remember that emancipation is a Caribbean thing.
Right.
It's also an African thing. So, he has delivered several renowned lectures on the topic, and he will be joining us virtually. That will also be live streamed across all our social media platforms, the National Celebrations Commission, NICH, the Institute for Social and Cultural Research, the National Creole Council, on the Facebook pages where we will be having the public lecture on emancipation. Again, this is to increase awareness and knowledge about the topic of emancipation. You know
what I'm seeing so funny and interesting about what I really like? That the time, right? So 10:45, we're to go right into the 6 a.m. I see Queenstown churches thing. Then you'll get probably like a little, I don't even know, because they have a 9 a.m. thing. Well, quick napping up. And then 9 a.m. with the right, I can't.
You don't revive, so we start the ceremony, and from the ceremony.
I forgot to mention the tolling of the bells. Yes, we want to get the participation of the Council of Churches that at 6 a.m. on Emancipation Day, all the church bells will toll nationally, right? Right. Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Yes.
That is beautiful, actually.
I like that. So it really has that. You're continuously just like you're having this celebration time.
Yep.
So they really need to sleep a little bit early on the Sunday because we're going
the Ibotong Festival also picks up just around when the lecture is being completed. Like I said, some of it is simultaneously, but know that after the official ceremonies, the Ibotong Festival continues at the Yabra field.
So you don't have to worry about driving or going anywhere else and things like that.
It has food, activities.
Yeah, sporting activities.
It has sporting activities. There's a football tournament for youths. There is some boxing happening, and of course there is music. You have
Yeah,
Brother David and the Tribal Vibes. You have Emmett.
Coconut Boy.
There you have Coconut Boy. You have
Yeah, so a good
It's a
lineup.
big
Drums Not
celebration.
Guns.
It's big celebration.
Right,
boy.
it's a big celebration
Like, come
on the
dance
Yabra
and
Green.
eat and everything.
But the great way how they have it lined up is that they're targeting the youths and the kids within a certain period during the
Yeah.
day, and then they lead on more later into the evening with
With the
more
adults.
lively thing for the adult section.
Oh,
So we're trying to get the youths involved and have them have that appreciation of the whole emancipation, and have them knowledgeable of that as well. So
Especially the music too as well. because
Right.
I know they're gonna be able to enjoy that good
Correct.
soulful
Correct.
drums and all that.
Yeah,
and
the
they
drum-
go
drumming
on
is
and they
such an
sing it, 'cause
important
I know
feature.
Drums Not Guns,
Ooh,
Boots
yeah,
and all of
see,
them are really
they're gonna
big.
do- yeah, so
Like
it's-
the songs, and sometimes he wants to stop and explain what the song means.
Yes,
And the meanings
yes.
of the song how they bun.
So we got all of those traditional components to come out at the end of the official ceremony. For example, you can expect to have your powder bun and your Johnny cake and
Yeah.
your coffee, right?
So you have a free breakfast.
You have a
Yes,
free
So we're
breakfast,
inviting
eh?
everybody out for that period, the opening ceremony. So
And like I said, we
Chill
are
out,
we are pleased to, like I said, the support of all of the different organizations. I understand the Black Cross nurses are coming
Correct.
out there. They're going to put up an educational booth as well. So again, it's all of the different stakeholders coming together to put off the event.
Right.
I love it.
And while we're on the topic of Emancipation Day and the Creole people, let's ask you, Ms. Marilyn, as interim president, what is your thoughts on this whole constitutional reform committee and what has been happening?
good question.
I know recently the Prime Minister had said you'll be added to the
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
even
to
just
be
the
honest,
beginning.
we're actually waiting on an official email or correspondence for that, right?
Okay.
Before we even say anything. But I was glad that he was able to at least put that out there so shortly, because we actually got together and had to write something very nice to express our side, our views, to put it out there. We were shocked, first of all. I mean, for something like that, you thought we'll be on the top list,
forefront,
right?
They did a whole
Exactly.
You understand?
Emancipation Day with owners. So like, how you not included?
So
in
that was like a totally blow to us. So we had to ensure that we calm ourselves first, and when we wrote that letter to express the way how we felt, but what is it that should have been done, or how we could have dealt with that situation. So I'm glad that the turnout was good.
Yeah.
But now the next step is to see how we could officially waiting on the response.
Yeah, they're
first.
on TV, so that as official as ever. Hold
Yeah,
it
but
accountable.
yeah, we'll never
Hold it
know.
accountable for
You
them.
guys need to realize this whole committee is very important in the Constitution.
It is.
So a great percentage of the population, I believe, consider themselves Creole. So who are we, or who is out there to represent them
The Creole.
in that aspect, you understand?
Indeed.
So it's very important that the council be a part of that. So I'm glad that this is happening, and now it's just to do our selection as to who will represent the council. But we need to be careful. The person that we do select, they're not representing just the council, but everybody who consider themselves. So it's to ensure that we represent and we put proper documentations together as to what is it that we want, or the people want, So it's to do that. But
So, Ms. Marilyn, on that same note too as well, I know that there's some negative backlash or so from people saying that they haven't seen the Creole Council as active in society. What do you have to say towards that?
I was thinking, and I've keep on thinking about that. My position right now is only interim. For everybody, the face of the council was Myrna, right?
Right.
God rest her
Rest
soul.
her
but-
soul indeed.
Yeah, but I think what people need to realize, the council, although it's a body there, everybody who consider themselves as a Creole is a part of the council.
Yeah.
Whatever not only the council does, but whatever everybody else do within the country is a part of the Creole Council. So it's not for me to say like they need something officially, like if there's a debate or something like that, they want the council represent. If you consider yourself as Creole and you know they're damaging our culture,
Right.
then you could stand up as a Creole person yourself
Exactly.
and do something. For us, we're only like right now 5 strong, right? We have right now an interim body, and we're doing this process whereby we want to have a Congress in December. to recruit people who wants to make a difference. You have a lot of people that talks, but nobody really wants to come to the table.
Yeah, that is so
and that's
true.
the thing that what we're realizing right now. People are saying they're talking, but when you ask, do you want to join? Do you want to do this? And then they backed off.
Oh, I don't got the time.
You understand that?
Yeah.
And I just want to say a word in support of the National Creole
that's the
Council where
thing.
that is concerned.
Yes.
You know, to reiterate what Marilyn is saying, don't stand on the sidelines and say we're Creole Council. They ask yourself, why don't you reach out to the National Creole Council and join them?
Right.
Join them. They are looking for membership. They are looking to rebuild and grow the National Creole Council, and NICH wants to be supportive of that. And that is why, like you see, it is a partnership for Emancipation Day between NICH and the National Creole Council, right?
Definitely.
Because NICH itself is very small right now, right? So again, we are holding hands to try to take Emancipation Day and raise the national presence of the day and to build education and awareness, right? But the council needs that support from the public.
I want to Belizeanize it for you, right?
What they need to realize too is that due to the whole COVID situation, government totally discontinued their subvention to us. We don't have any funding, any at all for the council. We actually have to physically close our doors, and temporarily we have an office. Surprisingly, they're not charging us any rent, right? So we're there, but we have to realize to be on the forefront and to do a lot, it takes a lot.
Yes.
Right now, everybody is struggling due to this whole COVID situation, struggling to try to get back on their feet. And now to ask them to come and do and give a lot of themselves and their time, it's very hard. So we do understand that. But then we're trying to at least do some balance.
Yeah.
You understand? So
In Belizeanizing it, and I just want to piggyback off of both of you, it's not what the Creole culture could do for you, but what you could do for your Creole culture.
Exactly, and that's why anything I want to say, I said I would come with a challenge to the viewers.
Oh, challenge day.
Yes, right?
Talk to them.
When we talk about Emancipation Day, ask yourself, examine your conscience. How emancipated are we really? How emancipated are you? Because the finger pointing and the placing of blame on organizations and everything, that is the colonial way, right? That is not the communal and the community building way, right? So we need to really ask ourselves, where are we with emancipation? And, you know, again, like I said, you know, some people said, when colonial times? No, we are still living in colonial times.
Very much.
Because colonialism is very much pervasive in our way of thinking, in our systems, in our organizations, and we need to root it out. And we can only do that by having very honest and frank examinations of ourselves, of where we are as a society and where we want to go.
Definitely.
Right.
So it's really important.
Yeah, so no, I think it's only fair to call on everybody who's listening and spread the word. We are recruiting. We will have a Congress in December whereby we're looking for a strong, committed, really a board that can give back, you know, and we need members as well to support.
Yeah.
For a board is only like 5-7 members, but we need other members to help us to carry out the activities, right? So we really call on people who consider themselves Creole and who wants to see the betterment of the country and our culture itself to come out and support. You could go send me an email, go to our Facebook account. We do have an online membership application form that they could fill out, and then we'll contact, and then because it leads up to the December activity that we're going to do the election.
So the call is out there for everyone to know. Thank you so much, Ms. Kim. Thank you so much, Ms. Marilyn, for the great work that you're doing. Emancipation Day does not just happen on Monday, guys. We're doing all the events. Educate yourself. Understand that it's a daily thing. Not just when Emancipation Day go to as well. You give up and forget about all the history. Enrich yourself. Bring a friend. Go through the archives. Eat the rich food. Participate. Be on part of the lives, but be able to emancipate yourself because it's here and we need to be able to be a part of this. So thank you so much for all the great work NICH is doing and the Creole Council is doing. Want to join in, guys, and with that, we're going to join for a commercial break. And when we are back, we're going to be talking about political clientelism. I can't say this word.
Clientelism.
I know, it always messed me up. And democracy in Belize. Stay tuned for that exciting conversation because it's going to be juicy when it comes to Belize. Thank you.